Welcome back, everyone, to part two of the Jimmy Buffett interview with our wonderful Abby Dagnese, whose information is in the box below. And Erik, in his all too wonderful sailor talk, is chiming in. So thank you for staying, Erik, and Jimmy. Thank you for staying for part two as well. We've really been enjoying you.
These two are really cracking me up right now. Eric's like hitting his chest. He's like, see, I'm the son of a sailor too.
There we go. There we go. That's funny.
Sailor too. He says, except at rodeo.
Oh my gosh. All right. Now, Jimmy, again, continuation of community questions. Was your success a spiritual contract, and was your business sense something that you included in your life plan to make success a guarantee? I mean, you were I think you had a billionaire. I mean, you were your whole enterprise, clothing line, I think RV parks, so many things. So tell me about the spiritual contract that might have existed behind your success as a business person.
I know you want to hear something so profound, Elisa. He's saying,
no, I don't care. He's
saying
the truth.
I just went with it.
Oh, okay.
He was very good. He was very good with business, and he was very good with he did want to take on everything, but he also didn't want to take on too much. He did meet the right people. He had good instincts about who was representing him and who was leading him and who was guiding him. He says, I used my intuition.
So you knew who to trust and who not to trust.
Later, like that came after 40, he's saying.
Okay.
But later it really came down to he just instinctually went with it. He just went with the wave. He went with the vibe. He just was like, all right, let's do it. And he'd hear an idea or he'd have an idea, and it was just like, okay, let's make it happen.
Did you ever have this, this gut feeling like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that?
All the time.
And did you ever make the mistake of denying your intuition?
You think, oh man, I made a million mistakes. Come on now.
Yeah, of course. All right. Now, don't we all?
Don't be ridiculous.
But all in all, seemed to work out pretty good. All right. Question number 12. In your song, Come Monday, you referenced the Labor Day weekend show. Was it a coincidence or a contract that you passed on the Labor Day weekend?
He's smiling so big. All of a sudden, he's throwing himself back to like the 70s, him with the mustache. He says, oh man, he says, I love this question. Yes and no. I mean, it was really like he just felt the music and just made it. It was a story of his life. It wasn't so much like, I'm going to die on Labor Day weekend. And he says, synchronicity, yeah. Yes, it was. It's like he wants to use the word ironic, but I'm like arguing with him about it because I'm like, I don't believe in irony.
Okay.
And he's saying, yeah, sometimes just it happens that way, and it's just like whatever, man. Okay, yeah, I predicted my death.
All right, awesome.
He said, look, Abby, I'm psychic too. This guy's so chill.
You were only 76 when you died. Goodness.
I know.
Okay. Oh.
Well, the story has to end somewhere. It always has to end sometime.
Well, I know. None of us are getting out of this.
I know.
We're getting out of this alive. I'm telling you what. Okay, so is it interesting that you died of a rare skin cancer, Merkel cell skin cancer? Was that because of all the sun and not enough sunblock?
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
It's such a simple.
Everything's simple in this interview. I love it. I love it.
He's not a complicated person.
No.
He's saying I worked my ass off and then I had a lot of fun.
I think when most of us find our true, authentic self, we'll find that we are very simple.
And that's Margaritaville. He's saying, and that leads us to Margaritaville. That is Margaritaville. He's saying,
don't complicate things, people. All right, Jimmy, what is it about Jamaica that made you call it home for so long, especially after your plane was riddled with bullets because Jamaican police thought you were smuggling drugs? I did not know that.
He's laughing. He's leaning back. He's putting his arms across his chest. He goes, "That's a great one."
Yeah.
Seems like he's got lots of stories.
I bet you do. Were you smuggling drugs?
He goes, "No, it's not really that important."
Okay. Well, did you have drugs on the plane?
He's saying,
Like pot,
yeah, yeah.
Of course.
Pot. But he's like, I kind of like the idea of people thinking I'm this like big, badass.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah.
You know,
You weren't,
yeah.
obviously.
But no, I mean, no, it wasn't like that. He says it wasn't. It's not like you think. He goes, it was a
Okay.
great
Well, what did you like
story.
about Jamaica so much? I'm going to look up something while you're answering that.
He liked the music. He liked the people. They had good pot. He had a lot of
Okay.
this pretty environment. He just liked it. He
Okay.
did good business
Oh.
there. He had some business there.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna get into it. He's smiling like, what do you want to think about it?
Well, is there anything you want to share about it? If not, that's fine.
Oh man, he says, at that point in my life, I wasn't thinking too hard. I just was having fun.
Awesome.
We want something deeper from him, but we're just
No, I don't want it. I just want you. All right, you were seen.
Yeah.
You were seen hanging around the top elites of our society. Did you take part in any nefarious activity that you regret? And basically, do you have any regrets?
I pissed off my wife once or twice. That wasn't good.
Never is. Happy life, happy wife, happy life.
I did wait too long to find my Margaritaville, his peace of mind, because it could have always been there. And he says I really waited till midlife to be able to discover what was already in me and what I already knew. He says I always kind of just went with it, but then it didn't work out. So then I tried something else and I was like, fuck it. So I just went to where it seemed nice and I wanted to go. And I did my thing and I just rolled with it. And then it just kept rolling. It just
All right. Well, okay. Did you take part in any questionable activity with the top elites? Or is that just rumor, gossip?
questionable activity with the elites. He's like, who are you considering elite? He says, I have fun with my band and my backstage productions and my family.
I mean, famous politicians and super rich kings.
He says, I don't know, maybe.
Was that maybe like, I don't want to divulge that? Or maybe it's like, I don't know, maybe it did, but it passed under my radar.
I knew a lot of people that had a lot of money and we did a lot of fun things.
Okay. All right. That's all you're going to give us, right? That's okay.
He's such a humble.
Yeah. It seems like it. Yeah.
He's like, this man, he's saying, is his whole persona, just who he is. It wasn't like he met this quadrillionaire and was like, hello, Mr. Quadrillionaire. Erik saying it wasn't like that for him. He looked at people as people. He looked at people as human beings.
Not as bank accounts.
No, it wasn't like, he says, yeah, people freaked him out like Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh, yeah, okay. All right. Since you were ill for so long before you crossed, did you make sure the coral reefers at your band? I thought it's cool. Coral like tropics and reefer like. Did you make sure the coral reefers would be taken care of? They gave so much to all of us their whole lives, and they feel like family.
He's saying the portion of the monetary control went to the coral reefs.
Okay.
But he had a lot of environmental causes that were near and dear to his heart that he takes still very seriously.
You talking about coral reefs? Literally, like you take care of the coral reefs? Or are you talking about your band, the Coral Reefers? Because that's what this question is about.
Oh, okay. Because he jumped to the actual environmental
Yeah,
situations.
coral reefs are being destroyed by sunblock, people,
Uh,
in hot temperatures.
yeah, no, he's jumping that question. He's
Okay,
talking about the environmental causes that he
good.
represented, and that he is still doing what he still these causes are very important to him.
Yeah,
Marine life,
yeah,
uh, even helping different foundations with homeless people and helping them get back on their feet, like to the simplest foundations to the biggest foundations of helping just the wildlife, helping certain areas be able to develop, but consistently with the ecosystem so they can still dock boats.
yeah.
There's so much about him that is so politically, honestly, involved with just the feelings and the thought processes of about helping people and helping the environment. And he's showing me, what are they called? The manatees, like in
Oh yeah,
Florida.
right. Yeah.
And just this real he's showing me, like, he has these ones that are in front of him right now and he's like rubbing their heads and he has names for them. He's
Oh,
Sylvia and he's got like Theo and he's got Matador and he's got all these. Yeah, so I'm sorry that this guy floats to the beat of his own drum. Okay,
well,
so
yeah, good.
you're asking
So,
him questions and he's just talking
well,
about
maybe you don't want to answer them. That's fine. But the
it.
band members and also your basic crew and managers, all that involved that are part of the Coral Reefers, that band. Did you take care of them? Leave them anything?
He's
Or
saying, oh
they probably made a lot
yeah,
of money while you were in the band, so maybe that's enough.
they were a family. They,
Yeah.
yeah, he didn't. He says, I suppose I was the boss. I suppose I was the ringleader, and yeah, people listened to me.
But did
Uh,
you make sure they were taken care of before your death?
yeah, he made sure
Okay.
had people that did that for him, like to
Oh,
make
okay,
sure
good.
things were situated a long time ago. That was not on his mind. His mind was on his immediate
Now,
family.
otherwise, that would complicate things too much, right?
He didn't need it complicated. He had people that took care of making sure that these coral reefer people were
Good.
financially taken care. It's just not important to him. Like this whole
Okay.
thing is just like, why are you like, nah.
All right. Well, what about this question? What was the hardest thing for you to learn or accomplish on a spiritual level in this life?
There was quite a few things. He's saying one of them was not to, at times, at moments, be so selfish with how I was using my escapism and how that was reflecting onto other people, like my life, like my family, like my bandmates, like, and even before then, in my earlier years, decisions that I was making that I was he had times where he was misogynistic when he was younger, and he was very just like, he was using substances and he was using things to numb himself, and he did have a problem. He's like, okay, so it's funny because he's like, I didn't end up in rehab, but then he's saying he kind of did. So I don't know what he means by this.
Well, Eric, what does he mean? Maybe you can help.
He's saying that really what he's meaning by it is he wants to teach you the importance of moderation.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So does it though? I don't know.
Well, Eric, you can answer this, or Jimmy. Did you have a dark side? Did you have any demons?
Fuck yeah.
Of course. Can you name the
Talked
number
about it.
one, your number one demon?
When he was younger women.
Okay.
And then also his escapism with not just living in an island paradise, but the consumption of different substances. We'll
Okay,
say
that's fine.
as
That
well.
was what was
Different
done
stuff.
anyway.
But he learned this really great lesson from it. It wasn't like
Yeah.
he just lived that way his whole life. He says,
There's
I'm
no
like,
right or wrong. Everything's a lesson.
I was a human. He says, I just had to grow and learn and stop being a kid and start being responsible and learn there was a time for fun, there was a time for play. And I had to, he says, just like anybody, learn what was really important and have some fucking fun doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
That was his thing, was he just wanted to make memories. He loved living in the moment. He was the master. Eric's talking right now. He's saying he's the master of manifesting the moments.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he's bringing up, Jimmy here is bringing up, he says, I can guarantee you some of your best memories and your best times were with my music playing in the background. How fucking cool is that?
Oh, that is true. All right. Can you name a one past life, or it could be a future life, that most influenced your life as Jimmy Buffett?
Again, it was another download that he gave me before, like, we even ever did this. He was showing me, and he's showing me it again. He's replaying it. He was an overweight white man living in New York City. He had a family. He had 5 kids and a wife who he worked on Wall Street back in, like, this is his most recent lifetime, actually. And he had high blood pressure. He would go down and...
Oh, no wonder they hid that lost salt shaker. All right, sorry, go ahead.
He would go downstairs, like, he was in really tall buildings, like in New York, and he would go downstairs and he would get these hot dogs from the hot dog cart, and he would go back up to his office, and his escapism was really food, and really he's showing me some alcohol, he's showing me like some whiskey, he's showing me different things, this man, okay? And he would sit in his desk and he would do his work, and then he would come home, and then he would have more work to do. And on holidays, they had this great, big, gorgeous home with this beautiful, beautiful Christmas tree, and his wife and his kids, and they'd have all these people in the home, and it would be this beautiful thing. But he couldn't get into the moment and enjoy the moment. It was like his mind was always at work,
business work.
Yeah. So Jimmy says, I died young. He says, I died by 58. He says,
he decided to come back and learn how to be in the present moment. Obviously, that was part of the plan.
That was his lesson. That was a part of his blueprint. His soul contract was very much like, okay, I did it that way, and I might have been a billionaire, but I'm going to do it this way this time. Also be a billionaire and actually like have fun in like my life.
I love it.
This lifetime, there was like this huge part of him that was actually very healthy. So he had that time, and he moved on from that time.
You told him that life in Wall Street?
This life.
This life. Okay, got it.
He had that time, but actually it's not like he was a raging alcoholic till his death or anything like that.
Oh, yeah, right.
It wasn't like that. He actually was very good about his diet and his eating and his exercise, and still having like that work life, free time, family time, moderation. He really he's very simple, actually, because it was like he was on the beach or like at a studio, but the studio wasn't like gilded walls.
Oh yeah, no, right.
Very simple. It was just like his guitar and just his dogs. And
all right, are you planning to come back anytime soon?
He's saying that you can turn that in 10 different ways. Because as a matter of coming back, fuck yeah, I loved life. I loved living this life on this earth. I loved living it. So fuck yeah, I'll be back. Do I need to feel the need to come back immediately, like tomorrow? I don't know. Maybe we'll go with it.
All right, so TBD, to be determined. But you like the tangible of life, right?
He's just chilling. He's got family up there. He's got good vibrations. He feels all of our love. He's realizing and learning how he's able to still have a relationship with his family here. He's still learning because he just passed. So
Yeah.
he's still in his own classes of evolvement. It doesn't matter how Eric's saying, it doesn't matter how fucking celebrity you are. He's like, shit, I wasn't a celebrity. He's like, but he says, but this man right here, he's putting his arm over Jimmy. He goes, let me tell you how he makes me feel. He says, he makes me feel like I'm the fucking biggest celebrity ever when it comes to me playing my guitar. Because I guess they were playing guitars together.
Oh, y'all jamming together? Awesome.
And Eric's like, I can see Jimmy right now, like rah-rahing him on, like, yeah, man, that's good. That's good. And Eric's like, damn, that just makes you feel so fucking good, you know? So
anything else, Erik? You want any comments that you want to make before we close up? And Abby, then you're next if you want to ask anything or say anything.
Eric's saying, just remember what Jimmy's state of mind is, because you can all fucking have it. All of you. Eat the fucking cheeseburger. Lose your fucking salt shaker and salt, whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. He's like, that's the point of it. It doesn't fucking matter. You
In
just
the long run, it really doesn't, does it?
No, he's saying you live your life the best you can, and then you fucking move on, people. Eric's saying you just leave it and you move. That's the point. And that's what Jimmy had down, was that there wasn't, and Jimmy's saying, I didn't hold on to, there were things he held on to. He held on to the love. He held on to the peace. He had a lot of expectations on him, because he really had quite the amount of people that dedicated their lives to him, you know, and his, not just his people that he worked with, and not just his family, but his fans.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he had a sense of responsibility to the world, but it was more about reaching the individual on a piece of him that you can't just get over radio.
Yeah.
I bet that's probably why he didn't do so many, like, I don't know. I know he did a lot of live concerts. I always wanted to go to a Jimmy Buffett concert. I never got to.
I wish I had.
I know. I hoped he'd be in Boston this year, like he usually is, and I wanted to go, but I didn't get to. Jimmy's bringing up, live in a Margaritaville state of mind. He says you can create your own reality, no matter how hard you think it is, no matter how bad you want to change something. Just fucking move, change it. You have the power. He says, I know I was such a gift from God being born on Christmas. He said,
yeah.
He said, but no, really. He says, it wasn't just because I am a gift from God. You're all a gift from God. And you all have the ability to create and manifest and make your own Margaritaville, make your own state of mind. It is never too late. It does not matter what age you are, what you've gone through in your life. Once you follow, he's saying, your authentic truth, your authentic passion, and who the fuck you actually are, you're going to see change. You're going to see change. You're going to see direction. You're going to see universal movement. He says, this is fucking science, baby. It's science. He says, you move in the right kinetic pattern and the right energy that is more authentic to your truth and your values and the things that you hold in the highest love in your heart. You're going to find your peace. You're going to find your peace of mind. You're going to find your decency as a human being. And guess what? You'll still fuck up. You'll still make mistakes. Yeah. You'll still question your beliefs. But guess what? You just keep going. You just ride the wave and you try again. Find the things that you have passion about. Love who you are. Who I wasn't this what you see of celebrity. It was really, he loved his family. He loved his peace. He loved his vibrational essence. He loved his own vibrational essence.
Wow. And that's what we all need to learn to do.
Loved himself, and he loved his family, and he appreciated every single person out there. That, fuck you, he says, if you didn't like me. Did I really care? Have a margarita. Let's talk.
All right. A lot of burgeoning alcoholics out there after this interview. I'm just kidding. I don't condone that. All right. So I guess I was going to ask any final messages, but I guess that suffices as a grand final message. Is there anything you want to add?
This is peace, people. Peace. Peace to yourself. Love yourself. He says 3 things. I love my family. I love my friends. And I fucking just love my life. Thank you.
Yourself. Yeah. All right. Awesome. Erik, again, happy birthday. Go party with Jimmy on your birthday. Okay.
Eric's holding up this huge margarita glass, and
Oh.
there's a huge like bong next to it.
Oh my God. Jimmy, you have my permission to give him his birthday spanking since I'm not able to do so. All right. Love you, Jimmy. Love you, Erik. Love you, Abby. You guys check her out in the description box below. And if you missed part 1, please go back and check it out. Hit the notification bell, subscribe. Love you. Bye.
Eric's saying bye. Love you, mama.
Bye. Mm-hmm.